Hello, I'm Michelle Crosby, CEO and founder of Weaveworks, here with Steve Erickson, who has created the solution for child support that we have always needed. You can find it at thechildsupportsolution.com. It is a tool that we use with all of our Weaveworks families, and it is the transformation we've been waiting for to get our families' finances out of the gridlock of a courthouse and child support guidelines that nobody really understands. So thank you, Steve, for creating the solution. And I really wanted to ask, if there's one thing that you really want the families to know about why you created the child support solution and how it works, what would it be?
Well, first of all, I'll give credit to the mother in 1981 that said, well, can't we just each use that joint account we have and each put money into it? And I said, oh, heavens no, the court would never permit that. But the more I thought about it, I said, what a neat idea. And over the years, as we've gained experience with it, what it does is it changes the focus from how much money can I get from the other person, or how much do I have to pay, and I better get my lawyer to make sure I'm not paying too much. It changes the focus to the kids, and we build a budget or expense listing of what they need, and then each parent puts money into it. And it's just transformational because it's a different structure, and it moves people out of that adversarial contest, and no longer is child support a contest. No longer do you have to determine who's the custodial parent, which is, I think, child support has created more custody battles than it's ever done anything that's bad.
Yeah, and as a kid that grew up stuck in those battles, 15 of them to be exact, it's no way to grow up as a kid. And so I really applaud the solution that you offer. And so I would love you to share the story, right? So I have the courthood trauma that growing up as a child, and you shared a beautiful story about someone. Would you mind sharing that again for our
Well,
family, just so they know the difference?
Trying to teach cooperation, it's been a long, hard battle. It's, there's more money in being an attorney and litigating and doing battle. But I knew I was on the right track when about 10 years ago I started doing these mediations and this work in 1977. And I knew I was on the right track when about 10 years ago, at the end of 3-4 hours of mediation with a young couple in their mid-20s and 2 kids, and they worked out a beautiful parenting plan. And I gave them the idea of the child support account. He said, well, yeah, that's we've been doing that. I said, oh, really? And then at the end, I had realized I have a little checklist, and one of the things was find out who referred them. I say, well, how did you hear about us? Because marketing, you got to survive and pay your bills. And the dad said, oh, when I was 9 years old, you did my parents' divorce. And I said, oh, I did. And, he's now like 25. So it was back in the 80s. And he said, yeah. And he said, my junior high and high school was very different than many of my friends. Many of my friends were divorced. And I learned from them that the pain that they went through with their parents fighting and battling and going back to court and asking them for something and say, well, you can get it from her because I'm sending her money. And, and he said, we are saddened by the fact that we're getting divorced, but we want our children to experience the things that I did when I was growing up. My parents didn't fight and they didn't pull me into the middle. So that's the story, and it's a true story. And
we've seen it work time and time again with our families and get the same result. So thank you so much. And now you get to meet the founder of the tool that you're going to use as you work through your Weaveworks and create the child support solutions that are really in your best interest, and a tool that can grow and evolve with you. My kids still use it even as they head off to college. And so thank you so much for creating the solution the world needed to empower families to do this on their own. And so thank you, Steve, and thank you for taking a minute to introduce it to our families.
Well, thank you for the work you've been doing too. You are the master at revolutionizing other parts of it. And by the way, I should say that Marilyn McKnight, my partner, was also instrumental in us achieving the details of this. But I think that it will become the main way separated parents share the cost of raising their kids in the future.
I agree. It
So
just
thank
makes
you.
so much sense. So thank you so much, Steve.